Welcome everyone. Out here in the landscape today, and just looking at how some of the landscape's coming along, and wanted to take a little bit quick video to talk about mulch and my transition from natural wood mulch to rubber mulch, and is it worth it? I'll give you my opinion. Alright, so we have a ton of landscape here over the years. Our front yard requires me to bring in maybe 14 or so cubic yards of wood mulch every year to replenish, and it is a lot of effort. Yes, I could pay someone, but I'm stubborn, and so I spend a lot of time every year just replenishing mulch, and I would like to get out of that biz. And so what I've been using in the backyard, I've been transitioning to, is trying out rubber mulch. And is it really as good as you hear about? Does it last? Does it smell? Is the cost worth it? And so that's what I want to talk about today and show you what we have going on and kind of my opinion on it. And so you can see here around the pool, we got some of our landscape in, and for this entire backyard I've used nothing but rubber mulch. And we're on the second season, and there's two different seasons of mulch here, and so I'll talk about how last year's product looked versus this year's, and is there a lot of difference, and will it blend? But this is the product I'm using. So this is Rubberific, and this is from Lowe's. It comes in these 0.8 cubic feet bags. The bag says it covers 9.6 square feet. It really depends on how thick you make it, and how thick you put it down. But this is the brown mulch shredded. And so that was the thing for me, is I always disliked the nuggets of traditional rubber mulch. It did not look like mulch, and it just wasn't the look that we were going for. And so when I saw this product from Lowe's, I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. If I can replace this product once every 10 years instead of replenishing every year, that's a lot of work removed from my my spring schedule. And so that's what we did here. And so I'm going to walk you around here. And so this is what we did last year, and this would be last year's product. And we did all of this all the way around the pool, around the deck, and that's what we accomplished last year. And then you can see this product is some large chunks, some fines in there, but a good product, and largely consistently a dark brownish color. I would say dark brown with a little bit of reds bleeding through maybe. And this worked quite well. I hate weeds. I hate dealing with weeds. So getting the mulch down was important, especially around the pool, so I'm not fighting those. And you can see over here, we used some 20-year, some really high-end landscape fabric to put down under it, and that has worked well. Definitely, it does not germinate seeds well. You can see there's no seeds, no weeds coming up in the mulch this year. Some holes last year where I cut out, so I had some plants that I haven't replaced yet this year. But all the way around, looks pretty good after 1 year. It definitely looks better than traditional mulch. So is it the same color? Well, let's compare it against the mulch I just put down a month ago. And so this is about as far as we got. You can see the transition right about here. And so this is new mulch this year. This is mulch from last year. And honestly, from a color standpoint, if you step back and look at them, I'm not sure you can tell the difference, honestly. I think it's pretty much identical. The only difference is this year's product is a lot more shredded. So it's the shreds are a lot smaller, not as chunky as the last year's product. And quite honestly, I actually like this a little bit better. I don't mind it. I don't think I mind either of them, honestly, but I think I kind of like this a little bit better. So, but just be aware, there is probably going to be some discrepancy or some variation in the product. Color-wise, though, it looks good. The only other thing is every once in a while, you find garbage in the bag. And so I think I've pulled out like cap bottles. Just be aware there's also some wires I found, probably from tires or whatnot. So just be careful that as you're laying it, as you spread it, to look for those things and pull them out as you're spreading it. It is very soft. It's really nice to walk on. Bare feet feel great on it. So it is really a pleasant product. You're going to want to walk on it, so try to get all the other stuff out of it. There wasn't a lot, but just be aware there is. And so from a color standpoint and durability standpoint, I think it's a 10 out of 10. It's looking great. It's held up. I truly expect this to last for many, many years. Now, is there an odor? Yes, there is, especially when you put it down. The first day after putting it down, especially on a hot 90-degree day, it is going to smell like a tire shop. It's going to smell like, you know, the Costco food court, you know, with all the tires there. And it goes away quickly, though. By the next couple days, it really is no longer an issue. I'm out here. This has been down for a month, 90 so degrees today. And, you know, maybe there's a faint smell if you try hard enough, but it's definitely not something that bothers you, or at least doesn't bother us. It's not something that you notice. But the first few days, it definitely has an odor. And so if that concerns you, or if you love, you know, the smell of wood, you know, you'll definitely might be disappointed those first few days, but within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the odor goes away almost entirely. But do be aware that outside of that as well, it does not wash out as easily as traditional wood mulch does. I have a grate down here for water drainage that might drain down from the pool, and we've gotten quite some heavy rains, and this mulch has not lifted and carried into that grate yet and got mixed up with those rocks. And so I do say, if you have problems with washout, I mean, it will float if there's enough rain, but it is better than just your traditional mulch. So then the question is it worth the price? You know, yes, you don't have to replace it. Yes, the color lasts. Yes, it doesn't really smell after some time. It looks great. It's a consistent product. But let's talk about the price, because it is not cheap. And I would say that is the one factor about it that is a turnoff for a lot of people. And it was definitely a consideration for us. And it comes down to, you know, how much do you value your time and replacing the mulch year after year. What you see here, what I showed you on the other side, around the pool, to the edge of the deck there, and then this here, I probably have maybe 20 bags left, but this is 3 pallets worth of rubber mulch so far, again, with probably 20 bags left on the third of those pallets. Each pallet is about almost $1,000. And so, you know, what you're seeing here is darn close to $3,000 worth of rubber mulch. And so it is an investment. It is not cheap. It is quite expensive, but you know, it is one thing less I have to do come springtime, that quite frankly I don't enjoy doing. So you know, if you're in the similar shoes and if you're looking at rubber mulch, that's probably the reason you're looking at rubber mulch, is you don't want to replace it. You want to reduce your maintenance. And so with all that being said, if you have disposable income and you can kind of swallow the price tag, I think it's a great product. Now this is only, what, 1 year into it, so we'll see, you know, and as 2 years go by and 3 years go by and 5 years go by, but all indications right now is that it is a lasting good product. So I would say if you're considering it, keep those things I mentioned in mind, and I think you will be happy. So, all right, everyone. Well, if you have any more questions about rubber mulch I didn't cover, feel free to comment down below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And good luck with your landscape and mulching projects, and check back next time.